Good morning to you, everybody out there throughout the Facebook world. It's Vanessa here, speaker, trainer, and head coach at Live, Love, Give. And today's message is coming to you actually on my birthday, on my 30th. And it's crazy to me to think that I'm not going to be in my 20s anymore, but here's to being wiser, I guess, each and every year. And, so what I really wanted to touch base with you guys today, it got me thinking, 30 years on this planet, what has been my greatest lesson? Because the reason why this question popped into my mind is because every time I'm celebrating a friend or family or whoever's birthday, the number one thing I want to learn from them is, what has been your number one lesson that you've learned on this planet now, and I love asking it each and every year to see how that changes. And so I wanted to touch in with you guys on that and just say a quick hi to all of you who've joined me. Moises, my friend, and Judy, and Dean, nice to have you, and Nick, and Maritesh, so awesome to have you, and Donald, thank you, and Anne, my friend, Mohammed, Mark, Aaron, awesome, and thank you so much for the birthday wishes. You guys have already, and Hassani, awesome, thank you so much. You guys have already just blown me away with your birthday messages and all your love and support. So really wanting to thank you for that. And I'm sure I'll get to be thanking you more and more. But what I really wanted to say to you guys is bring this number one lesson that I've sort of been, I continue to learn. If I'm really brutally honest, I'm always continuing to learn this lesson. It's something that I make, my personal growth goal all the time is to sort of become more aware of when I'm falling back into past patterns and breaking free of that. And the more and more self-awareness I continue to develop, the better and better I get, and the more I can peel back the layers and get more aligned to my authenticity and truth of who I am. So what it is ultimately my number one biggest lesson ever learned in this 30 massive years on this planet has been to stop living a life that's expected of me, that I feel is expected of me, and to break through and start living a life that is true to who I really am. And this is a lesson that I've learned time and time again, and like I said, continue to. It seems that, every so often I'm presented with another opportunity to check in, to see whether I have learnt this lesson, to see whether I am living in alignment. And ultimately where this started, I'm not sure if you've heard part of my journey yet, but just to give you a little bit of an idea, I was living a very unfulfilled life, but I was totally unconscious really to it. There were just some, unhealthy patterns at play, and, I seemed to just like jump from relationship to next long-term relationship and sort of could never be happy in my own skin and by myself. And what happened was it took me on this journey of I had a whole bunch of fun, but I didn't have any real depth, and I didn't really have any connection to who I was or what I wanted. And it led me down this path of becoming a lawyer. I'd finished a business degree. I started becoming a lawyer because I didn't know, I never knew what it was that I really wanted. And coming from a hugely academic family, I sort of, developed who I thought I needed to be in order to be loved by them, at a really young age, like we do before the age of 7. That's what we do. We identify who we need to be in order to be loved by the people closest to us. And, if you think about that, before the age of 7, like what sort of level of emotional intelligence do we actually even have? Yet we're basing our entire identity and how we move forward in life based on those ideas and concepts that we create at such a young age. And, for me, going on this personal development journey allowed me to access what was going on in my subconscious, all those beliefs that I generated at such a young age as to who I needed to be, which kept me trapped in an unfulfilling life and a life where I had many masks on and felt, disconnected from the truth of who I was. But, I didn't have the answers. And it wasn't until I was able to get into an environment that that triggered my questioning, that made me, it forced me into asking myself the kind of questions that most of us go through our entire lives, never ever accessing the answers to. And that was the greatest thing that could ever have happened to me, is breaking free from that life that was just going along with what everybody else wanted, or what my perception of what everybody else wanted, rather than really identifying with what I wanted and starting that journey of self-discovery and trying different things and, you know, breaking barriers, breaking through the fears and limitations that I had placed on myself, because I thought that that's the identity that I needed to gain love and connection. And ultimately what I found, by just having that courage to step forward in a small way and break free and test something else out and give myself permission to ask myself, what did I really want to do with my life? Just by taking that first step, you know, that has just started this chain reaction of extraordinary events, extraordinary connections, extraordinary levels of depth and connection to who I really am, and tapping into the authenticity of who I am, you know, and being able to connect with incredible people and helping them along their paths of self-discovery and tapping into their truth. Like, there is nothing more fulfilling in my life right now than that sense of connection to myself and reaching back and helping whoever I can to start their own journeys, to really break free of that unfulfilling life, that unfulfilling career path, that unfulfilling relationship, that unfulfilling lifestyle where you're just kind of habitual in life and you're not really feeling it. You know, you might be making the money, or, you know, you might have great kids or whatever it is for you, but you know that there's something that's just not adding up and you're just not sure of the answers. There's nothing more fulfilling than realizing, nothing more empowering than realizing that you've been living a life you felt was expected of you. Because when you get that level of self-awareness and that level of honesty with yourself about how you've been playing the game of life, you know, you finally have the opportunity, the conscious opportunity, to break free of it, make some changes, make some shifts, trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and ultimately create the kind of life that you are totally in alignment with, that you couldn't imagine being anywhere else. You know, for me, each and every day, you know, just connecting with all of you incredible people out there who you allow me to live my mission. I'm forever grateful. Every single morning when I wake up, I send all of my love and gratitude to all of you guys out there. I honestly do, because you light up my world. You allow me to live my purpose, to be on a mission, to feel a sense of contribution and grow. And that, to me, my friends, that is fulfillment in my life. And I want nothing more than to help you guys out there discover what your fulfillment is. You know, discover and align with the life that you know you were born for, you know you were destined to live, and stop living in that mediocrity. You know, reach for the extraordinary that we all are capable of, if we just give ourselves a moment to ask ourselves quality questions that will drum up that truth and that wisdom from within and fully align with that. So I love that you guys are here with me. I appreciate you all so much. And as always, I've been on a bit of a, hey, do you like my flowers? Aren't they gorgeous? I love them. I love them. Tulips for my birthday. I love it. So just want to quickly check in with you guys and say hi. Thank you for all your amazing comments. I love this. Awesome. Thank you, Anne and Muhammad and Stephen and Nick. Yeah, create a memory every day. I like that. Thank you so much. And Raphael, thank you for joining. And Aaron, thank you. Anyeta, awesome to have you. And Rondi and Sarah and Mark and Nas. Thank you so much, guys. And Julio from Dubai. Love it. Thank you so much for that birthday love. And Angela, awesome. Mike, Bambi, so good to have you. And Yvette, thank you. And Martin, Mark, oh gosh, Natasha, nice to have you. And Hikam, yes, so Aaron, it's about being committed, doing whatever it takes, and having what you want in your life. So it's focus plus discipline that gets you the results. Awesome. Definitely agree with that, Aaron. That's awesome. Great lesson learned. And even if it's not your birthday, I would love for you to write down in the comments, tell me, at this stage in your life, tell me how old are you today, like even if it's not your birthday, and tell me what's your biggest lesson that you've learnt through those years on this planet. I would be blown away if you could do that. That's my birthday wish. So let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. I think there's so much value and wisdom to be learnt when we have reflection, and that's just what birthdays kind of do for us. So definitely let me know. And Sarah and Superman, thank you. And Sarah, I'm not the subtotal of opinions and expectations of others. Exactly, but so many of us get caught in that. We get so caught up in the voices in the external world that we allow them to drown out the voice of truth in our internal world. And that is definitely a consistent journey for me. You guys have heard me talk into personality psychology. There's more of our different personalities that are more attuned to that and more likely to fall into that trap. I happen to be one of them. And that's why I love having that framework, because it allows you to identify why we do what we do. And when we recognize why we do what we do, and we recognize that there's other people out there just like us, we realize that we're not broken. There's nothing wrong with us. They're just these patterns. And when we build consciousness around them, we have an opportunity to truly break free of that. So awesome. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. And Aaron, thank you so much. And Ashley, you're so right. It's such a good feeling to be able to live your truth and make the decisions that you want to make for yourself. Exactly, Ashley. I think there is nothing more freeing and empowering than to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and make your own decisions in life, and stop filtering through the expectations or your perception of the expectations from others, from society, even the expectations of yourself. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Natasha. I appreciate you. And Joel, not much time, just wanted to say hi and thanks for what you do. Oh, thank you, Joel. I appreciate you so much. And Sabri, thank you for joining me. Thanks, Hakam. Yep. I think, you know what? Hakam's just said you're still young. Age to me, it means nothing. Really, it doesn't. Like, it's a funny thing, age. I think you're as young as you feel, and I often feel like a little kid. Like, I really do. So I'm forever young. Thank you so much, Hakam. Appreciate you. Thanks, Aaron. And Sunula, nice to have you. And Sarah, love that discovery of who I am and what I want. And that's something I want to bring to you probably in tomorrow's live, because I was going to touch on it today, but I was like, no, I'll just keep it to the one thing today. I'm going to introduce you guys to the 4 cornerstones of empowerment, and it's really what I teach and what I do, and it just falls in these 4 cornerstones, and it's really powerful stuff in terms of identifying who you are and what you want is the first cornerstone. It's all about that. So love that, Sarah. Love that we're so aligned in that. And Sunil, thank you so much. Yes, Mohammed, I'm 30 years old today. And Joel, thank you. I'm 46 and I've wasted too much time working, not enough living. Yeah, there's an awesome book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. The number 1 regret is the one that I always remember, because it's the one it totally blows me away, because it was the life that I was living, which is, I wish I had have had the courage to live a life true to myself rather than one I felt was expected of me. I feel very blessed and grateful that I was able to make that discovery, at a young age and not at my deathbed, So, and Joel, one of the other, I don't know which number it is, but one of the other top 5 regrets of the dying is that I wish I hadn't have worked so hard, because nobody gets to the end of their lives and thinks, oh, gee, I wish I had have worked harder, That's just not what's going to come across your mind. So I absolutely love that you've learnt that lesson at 46, Joel, or whenever you did. And I appreciate you sharing so much. So thank you so much. And Matthew, nice to have you. And I'm 39, and the biggest lesson I've learned in my life is to listen to my gut. There have been so many times that I have not listened to it and later have found it was accurate. We truly are in tune with what we need and to know if we Just be still and listen. I love that, Anne. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I couldn't agree more. And that's why I love the power of reflection in order to tap into higher levels of self-awareness. Because if you reflect back in through your life, and for me, it's easily come in when I've reflected back to relationships that haven't worked out. And there's always for me been that time when I knew, and it was probably pretty close to the beginning, and there was like that inner voice or that gut feeling, like you would say, Anne, that you know it's not right, but you just push it to the side and you don't want to listen to it because it feels good now. And yeah, I definitely resonate with everything that you just said then. The more that we can tap into our gut, and particularly, again, the personality psychology, there is a particular type of personality that is where your greatest decisions come from, is that ability to tap into that gut feeling. You know, you can feel it down to the marrow of your bones. That is actually your key strength in decision making. So you may very well be very much aligned with that type, Anne. That'd be very interesting to see. So thank you so much for sharing. And Matthew, thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate you so much. And Moises, yeah, age is not a mental state of reference or an idea of what you think you are. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Love that. And Melissa, nice of you to join. And Thorane and Emily, awesome to have you guys. And Ali, yes, thank you so much. And Graham, nice to have you. I like to reflect in your journal. Yes, awesome. Definitely. I think that the power of reflection is just an incredible tool for you to access in your personal development, self-awareness, and tapping into that inner voice and truth so that you can make sure that you're creating a life totally aligned to the truth of who you are, and ultimately that's where your fulfillment comes from. And Hassani, thank you for sharing 40, the importance of appreciating the challenges in life instead of resisting or growing bitter over them. Yes, what an awesome lesson. Like I said, I love hearing from you guys in terms of what your major life lessons have been, and this is such an awesome one, Hassani. Definitely, you know, when we resist the challenges, the pain in life, those negative emotions or negative experiences, when we resist them, we cut ourselves off from the lesson that is being presented to ourselves in order to grow and achieve more and be more and feel more fulfillment in our lives. So the more we can appreciate, like you're saying, Hassani, those challenges and look at them as our opportunities for growth, opportunities for higher levels of empowerment and reaching higher levels of our potential. You know, if you trust in yourself to always find the lesson in every challenge, you become unstoppable. So I absolutely love that lesson, Hassani. Thank you so much for joining and sharing that with me. I appreciate it. And thank you, Mohammed. And Laval, thank you for joining. So guys, that was really my message on my 30th birthday today. So I hope that it's valuable to you guys. I hope that it triggers you to think in a different way. Maybe think about the different areas of your life and where you're potentially, you know, living to the expectations of society, of family members, even of yourself, you know, the expectations that we place on ourselves that aren't in alignment with who we really are. So I challenge you to think more clearly into that today. And that would be, you know, the gift that you can give me on my birthday is to take a look at yourself and ideally, you know, have a realization that allows you to feel higher levels of empowerment and making a transition to live more congruently with the truth of who you are. I'd love that. And I have also found it necessary to learn from others who have accomplished what I want rather than just learning from close family and friends. That's such an awesome lesson as well. You know, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, find the people in your world, in the world, you know, that are achieving the things that you want to achieve. If you feel a real drive and calling, if you feel a real alignment with somebody, then, you know, learn from them. You know, definitely learn from them. Never be, you know, too proud to ask for help assistance, guidance. You know, there is no greater gift that you can give to anybody than the gift of them knowing that they could make a meaningful difference in your life. So, you know, give them that gift and give yourself that gift, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. You know, learn from others. I love that. And I love your open-mindedness, Anne. Appreciate it so much. And yes, Hani and Ali, thank you so much. And Yvonne from Mexico, love it. And Belinda, thank you so much. And yeah, that is so cool, guys. I appreciate you all so much. And keep dropping your comments in regards to how old you are, what lessons you've learned this far, what are your major key lessons. I want to learn from you guys too. I love tapping into this. So let me know, and I hope that today's message has been of value to you guys. I'm about to head off. I'm doing another morning Facebook Live so I can squeeze it in. I've got a huge day planned, an exciting day, so I'm ready to get moving into that. And yes, I absolutely love having all of you guys here, and definitely let me know any of your questions, comments, any ideas of how I could be adding more value to your lives. I would really be grateful to hear that, because that's what I'm here to do. So sending all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, positive energy, all of it, all of the way out to you guys wherever you are in the world. And I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.